up, guys? It's your favorite momager here, and I know it's been a while, and welcome back to my channel. Right on over here on Life of a Momager, let me introduce myself for those that do not know me. I am Alkisha Pereira, and usually on Mondays we do Momager Mondays, but due to the storm and everything that's been going on with me and my family, I decided to drop in today and drop this video. So I hope you got your notebooks out. I hope you're ready. If you're part of my Momagers Club before or joining, you should be on Self-Manager Actors by the famous Bonnie Seppi. So most of our information and things come from here and knowledge that I have. So to break down this week that my momagers have asked me and what we're going to talk about this week, it's pretty simple. It's the part 2 of the plan and what you're going to do. And this week we're going to talk about think like a producer. So thinking like a producer, people are like, what? Why would I want to think like a producer? Why should I think like a producer? Like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? So when we talk about thinking like a producer, we're also going to talk about audition tips and how to approach a casting director and the things that you should and should not do. Bonnie gets really into detail, so I want to go into more details of my view of what I think about it as well. So once again, get your notebooks and your pencils ready, and we're going to get right into this video. All right, guys, so now we're back, and you guys have your Momager Bibles and your notebooks, and some of you have already ordered this book because I'm on you guys so much about ordering this book. So when you're dealing with me, I hope you are it's not about, you have to invest in your future. You have to put out there to get put in. I don't care what anybody says to you. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge is the key to this business. Learning the business, understanding the business, and also listening to those that have walked in the shoes and on the journey that you are trying to walk on is a plus. So I think what Miss Bonnie did by putting all this into a book and giving it to us, and also with our experience, we're able to analyze it as well. So when I talk about my Momager's Bible, your Momager's Bible is to go with you every single day, your notes and everything you learn, not only from me, from your experiences on set, from casting auditions that you may go to times you may be in other meetings, from other momagers you may speak to, from networking on your own. Put all of that in your momager's notebook so you could be helpful to somebody as well. That is the point of Life of a Momager. It's not just me teaching you things, it's also me giving you the real in depth of being a full-time momager. Like right now, I'm in full momager mode as well, dealing with all of this also. Hold on one about that. Sorry, you guys, my kids are at the pool. Life of a Momager. I told you I'll give it to y'all raw and uncut. It's down at the pool. My kids are swimming. Geckos is running across my little legs, okay? But I'm going to give y'all this tea. So get your tea, get ready, wherever you are. Let's go. So the first thing you want to talk about is when you walk into a room, you think you want to know their pet peeves. So the next time if you audition for them and you're doing an audition for your child, you want to know the things that they don't like. Because you're like, I don't want my kid to go in the room doing this. I don't want my kid to dress up like the character they're supposed to. I don't want my kid here to... You're trying to be everything they can, because in your mind, you're like, I need to make sure my child gets this booking. My child will be perfect for this. I don't want to mess this up. Maybe I didn't get booked with them before, but now that I know their pet peeves, I could put it in my Momager's Bible. And I remember that John Smith, the casting director, did not like pink shirts, and he wanted, when he did self-tapings, he only wanted blue screening. You knew that because you asked his pet peeve. But when you listen to what Miss Bonnie says, she says they don't want that. That's not what they're asking you for. They don't want you to ask them about their pet peeve. They don't want you to ask them how to hold the camera or what do they like. They want you to say, what brings you joy to your career? What brings you joy? What has brought you joy on this journey as being a casting director? How come you wanted to cast this project right here? So number one, you would say, how come you wanted to cast this project? Out of all the other projects you probably would pick for, why did you want to cast this project? Number two, you probably would say, like I'm saying, you're going to say, what brought you passion and joy on your career for this? What was it for you? All right, guys, so my phone was acting a little crazy. It started raining out here, so I had to cut my video, but I'm back today by the pool. Got my bathing suit on, laying out by the pool. So you want to talk about what brings them joy. So the first thing that come in mind if they ask you, well, what brings you joy to being a casting director? Why do you love it so much? What is one thing you've done that brought you so much joy and you just continued all these years being a casting director? So that is one. Number two, how do you know if an actor fits the role? Like, what makes you know that the actor that's standing there before you is exactly what you're looking for this project? How do you make those decisions? What is something that you're really looking for? And number 3, what makes an actor stand out for you? So 2 and 3 kind of go together. Like, what makes an actor stand out for you? What are you really looking for in an actor? So 1 would be, what is your joy? What brings you joy? What brought you to say, you know what, this is exactly what I want to do? What was the one project you worked on that made you say, this is what I want to do? And number 4 would be, how did you choose to want to be a casting director on this project? Because when you think about that, it gives you more insight of who you're working with, what is their passion behind it. If they chose you, you understand a little more in depth of how much this project is going to mean to them as well, even though they're just a casting director. What made them say, okay, I want to sit here and go through all of these submissions and sit down with you. So take a minute and write that down and get started. So again, number 1, you want to talk about what brings them joy in their career. 2 and 3, how do you know the actor fits this role? What makes them the right actor that stands out? And number 4, how and why did the casting director choose that project? So those are questions that you should ask him. Don't ask all 4. You say, okay, I'm gonna have I got an audition today. I'm going to this audition. And when he asks me at the end, I'm gonna say, you know what made you choose this project out of all the projects you could have got offered? I know you're offered many because you're good at this. What made you choose this project? Or what brought you joy? What made you start doing this? Even though I'm an actor, maybe acting may not work for me, or maybe there may be something else as I get older, go down. Even the kids, it's impressive when kids ask those questions. So when you're having these training things as parents, as a family, you want to practice auditions and go in a casting room and how to cast. That's one of the things that you guys could do. Well, guys, I moved over and give you guys a little water time. That's the type of splash to you. So the next thing we're going to talk about, open up a new page. And so we got more into the book, and she started saying, you hear a lot about think like a producer. And I've heard it a few times, and I've heard casting directors say it, and I've heard it in, acting meetings I've been in. And I'm like, think like a producer. That's not my job. My job is to be the momager and to teach her all the acting, and she's the actress, or I'm the actor teaching other actors. But when you talk about thinking like a producer, let me read something Bonnie said to you. She says, think like a producer. Then that decision makes sense. Actors want to know why one actor gets casted over another. And that is like the major thing. You're like, okay, how come this person got casted and this person didn't? You want to understand the value placed on a named actor over the equal talent, brilliant, prepared, up-and-coming actor. We all want to know why runway producers exist. The bottom line tends to be, the bottom line. If you think like a producer, you'll understand a lot more about the way things work in this industry. So that is what you need to do. Go and look into what a producer does and what is their job and where they started and how they got started. So then I really had to look into that. And I'm like, wait a second. A producer does X, Y, and Z, so I need to think like a producer. I need to say, okay, this is why they got the job. This is why it was. Is it fitting the role? And you could be the most talented person in the world, but there's something about that actor that they're chosen and why they get the role. A lot of us watch TV and we be like, oh, they could have picked a better person. Or, oh, why they... And you think like a producer. The casting director also has to think like a producer. The casting director has to know exactly what he wants, because after he picks those people, everything goes. Have you ever noticed? Let me give you guys an example. Say think like a producer. So a lot of times when you're on set and you may do a project, you get dressed for something. It's happened in background or something. So when you see a lot, or even in roles, when you get dressed for your part, the team, the AD and all of them, everybody's doing their job, and then there's people that are assigned to the talent. And they take the pictures, they got them dressed, wardrobe or whatever, they get them dressed. Do you ever see that wardrobe sense of that? I worked on a project recently before everything happened, and I swear every outfit they put me on, they were like, nope. And then we had to keep waiting for the response until someone said yes. But the person that made the final decision was the producer and the director. And then when they saw me, they're like, that's exactly what I wanted her, and it fit her so well, and then I was able to do my thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. So everybody and every really thing falls back on the person that's behind the camera running the show, really telling everybody what to do, the boss, the director, the producer, everyone, the writer. You want everything to fit them. So that's casting directors and casting talent. Everybody has a tough job to do. So and that's what people got to think. All the money that is assigned to a film, everything is already budgeted out for them. So they have to go with what they do. I'm ready when y'all ready. So the next thing we're going to talk about, and I get this a lot too, and then it was so amazing to go and listen as I'm reading this and to read it, and people talk about the breakdown, like how come a lot of jobs don't be on Actors Access or casting networks or Backstage or Central Casting, or whatever agency you're with, Fame Agency. How come it wasn't on the breakdown for that, but it goes out to certain agencies or managers, and you'll see that. Like I'll do my own thing as a momager, and then a commercial or something to come up with Justice commercial agent, and then she'll send it to me, and I'm like, we're both on Actors Access, how come you got this? And she just chuckles, which is fine. More the merrier for us. And then it says, why does casting directors only release the breakdown to a short list of dozen key agents? So it says the producer isn't interested in non-name actors. Producer needs to attach name actors to particular roles in order to fit the project to get the description and recap of its production costs. So it's not that you don't have the talent or the skill. It's just when it's your time in your season, and sometimes it's just how it works for the film. They need a certain name to ring bells at that moment and to do what they need to do, because they also have to make all of their money back that they put out there. And people don't realize that either. Everything costs. And they say, well, this is not fair to no-name actors, which I'm one of them, because I'm like, okay, just give my baby the chance that she needs, which we all want. So it's just understanding the breakdown, not getting frustrated, being consistent, and understanding what you're trying to do. Sorry, you guys, I was covering the camera. And just understanding what you're trying to do. We're going to take a break, write that down. Let me show you guys this water. Guys, I just wanted to come say hi today and get into business. I'm going to go enjoy my last little day of a break and get ready for tonight's first Momager.